Hello, so we're on Scholars Course, Book 6, English 3. Read the passage and answer the questions, ring the correct answer. Now, in all fairness, this is all about grammar. The questions, I've already done the grammar. There's not a lot about understanding it, but let's set to and read it just in case. I'll get a pen and I will point and we'll point together. And when I make a mistake, as I surely will, just shout out. Sweets that need no cooking. Ooh, I like the sound of that. A large variety of sweets can be made without any cooking. And it is wise for the novice, what's a novice mean? It's someone who's new to something, to start with these. If the directions are followed, failure is practically impossible. They haven't seen me cooking. These sweets, however, are not recommended for sale, as they do not keep fresh for more than a week or 10 days. The best icing sugar must only... When that happens, just go back to the beginning of the sentence. It happens to the best of us. Don't be shy about it or think, oh, I can't read, or it's just go back. The best icing sugar only must be used, or you'll get gritty, rough sweets. Eggs must be newly laid, and the most important point of all is to have the sugar as fine as flour. Now this comes from a 1930s book, so that's 90 years old as I write this. And sugar then was much more variable. Icing sugar these days is absolutely fine, but then it was a much more variable thing. So which of the following is an adjective? Now what's an adjective? That's right, it's a describing word. So we're describing something. So here's my new lipstick that I got given as a present. Isn't that nice? That was lovely. And it's by someone who actually does makeup for a living. She said, that's the colour you need. Which of the following is an adjective? So describing words. So let's see if we can describe the lipstick with these. A, lipstick. That doesn't tell us anything about it. Large, lipstick. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Variety, not in this case, of sweets. So large is the adjectives. It describes the noun. It describes the noun. Question number 2. The sentence, if the directions are followed, failure is practically impossible, is a connective. Now what's a connective? Yes, it joins things like and, because, and so. Do you see what I mean? They put two short sentences and ran them together to make a more interesting. So that's definitely not connective. Compound. Compound, like compound words. It's where you put two words together like hopeless to make a word that makes sense. Roadworks. I'm not even sure if that's one word, but it's two separate words together to make a new word. Compound, that's definitely not that. Collective. Like a gaggle of geese, a pack of dogs, I love all the unusual ones that we never use except for something like this. A parliament of owls, a murder of crows, an exultation of larks. Now, I adore going out in the spring listening to the larks. Absolutely the best thing you can do. And some of my favourite classes used to be when we would have maths first thing in the morning with French windows open, the sun coming in, and you'd hear the larks singing their little hearts out in the field behind. It was best, but even then I never said, oh, listen to the exultation of larks, even though it made my heart soar with joy. So collective, names for lots of them. Conditional, so if one thing happens, then another will happen. You set the conditions, something happens. Yeah, it's that. So if the directions are followed, failure is practically impossible. So that's the condition. Follow the instructions properly and then it will all work out. Confusing, tempting, but you can tell that was a joke answer, only put in because it starts with CO. Did you write that down? The words sweets is a pronoun, phrase, preposition, prefix and plural. Now, a pronoun is a little word that we use instead of the actual noun. So instead of saying, the dog went into the garden, the dog had a wee on the lawn, the dog's wee makes the grass look very brown. The dog then came back in. Eventually, you get really fed up saying the. So you say the dog. So you say it came in. The dog went into the garden and it had a wee. Or and she had a wee. These are the words that you use instead of the noun, just to sort of smooth the sentence along. Well, that's definitely not that. A phrase is a group of words that go together to have its own little meaning. And I can't think of any at the moment. I can only think of rude ones now. And you know, my parents only ever spoken, well, my grandparents particularly only spoken phrases. No, it will have to come to us. But anyway, it's a group of words to mean something. Preposition. Now we say preposition because that's English teachers like to be difficult. So we say position. Actually, we seem to put two P's in there, don't we? But what we really need, go away. We should pronounce it preposition. And then that makes a bit more sense. So here's my quiz book. The position is the book. So the lipstick is under the book. It is over the book, behind the book, in front of the book, in the book, through the book, around the book, besides the book. So it is the little word before the position that tells you where it is in relation to that. Well, sweets isn't a preposition. Prefix, again, prefix. It's the bit that you fix on pre at the beginning of the word, like unimaginative. I want to put ill in front of something. What would ill go? I want to say illusion, but illusion isn't a word, is it? I suppose the pre itself is a prefix, isn't it? So, is it the bit that goes in front of a word to change its meaning? Submarine, under the sea, marine being the sea. So no, it's not that. Plural. Just means lots, doesn't it? Sweets, lots of sweets, not one. Right, the word best is diminutive. So that's a small thing like gosling, duckling, foal. But it could be booklet. It doesn't have to be just baby animals. It's a small version of something. Come up with something for me. Thank you for trying. Singular, one on its own. So a unicycle has got one bike, single wheel. Unicorn, singular horn. So is it singular? No, as opposed to plural, where there are lots. Abstract noun. So the love of a good woman, the courage of the common soldier. These are nouns. You can put the or in front of it, but you can't touch it. But it's definitely a thing. So no, it's not an abstract noun. Superlative. Yeah. It means the absolute. Nothing is better than that. The best, the quickest. It's quite often it's got est on the end. The quickest, the slowest, the nicest, the tastiest. Compound word, two words shoved together to make a better, different word. Oh, I've come across another we've got impossible. So possible, put im in front of it, and it's impossible. That was handy, wasn't it? Righto then. These. Oh no, there's another one. Oops. The word sugar is a noun. Surely it's a noun. Now I'm just going to check. Sugar as fine as flour. Yep, it's a noun. Let's just check. Collective noun, that means lots of things. Herd of cows, flock of sheep. An abstract noun, you know, courage, love, that kind of thing. You can't touch it, but it's definitely a thing. A proper noun is a named thing, like a town, a place, a city, a person, but it's something that's been given a particular name to it. So no, it's definitely not that. I think this is snuck down. Oops, a pronoun. And a pronoun, yes, that's right. It's one of those silly little words that we use instead of its name because that gets boring. It's instead of it. So it is a noun. It could have been a verb. If you sugarcoat something, you don't actually put sugar on it. Oh, that's a nice little phrase, isn't it? To sugarcoat something, it means you put it in a nice way. So supposing a child's done quite badly in an exam, you could say they failed, they did rubbish. Bit harsh. Or you could sugarcoat it by saying, well, they didn't quite reach their full potential this time. Same message, but one's nicer. It's been sugar-coated. But it wasn't it like that, so it's not a verb. So in this instance, it is a noun. See you later. Bye-bye.